Hey guys, welcome back to another wonderful week at FetchQuest where every question is answered every session. Um, I believe you wanted to catch us up, right, Zon?
No, I didn't. But you forced me to, so I do it anyways.
I didn't force
Uh,
anyone.
that's a lie. Uh, we fought a vampire guy. That was kind of all that happened last week. Uh, and Kara may or may not be a vampire now. So could Damikos, but he's just always having all the problems. So that happened as well. Uh, Also, I continued my streak of killing everything and also not dying. So yeah, that happened. And that was where we left off. We were resting so that we could go see whatever the hell this vampire guy is.
Fantastic. Yeah, that streak will not. I mean, every time there's a big fight, I say that streak's about to end, and it doesn't.
It never will.
All right. So, so each of you in your chambers. Some of you a little bit more wounded than the others. And uh, anything you guys want to do before you officially take this long rest? Oh, by the way, stream, I will be freezing every so often. Oh God, did my Wi-Fi cut out? Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you. You're good.
Okay, cool. I'm running off of Wi-Fi. As for right now, next week it'll go back to hardwired. I just have to move all my computer stuff, and I'm not in the mood. But yeah, so I'll freeze up. You should be able to still hear me audio-wise, but video-wise, I'll be frozen. Yeah. All right. Anybody have anything they want to do before they take the long rest? All right. So, as you each lay down to sort of recover from this fight against a god and, well, not a god, an elder. Um, yeah. Each of you rest to recover against your fight against this elder in preparation for whatever's going to happen tonight. A few things do happen during your rest. Kara, you feel yourself fading. You find yourself standing in the middle of a long stone hallway. There are darkened windows on either side of the hallway, and on right in front of you, about 40 feet back, there's a large wooden door, and behind you, about 40 feet back, there's a large wooden door.
There's no like signs or anything.
No, there are no signs. When you look around, you do see that there are some tapestries. However, they seem to be oddly clouded, almost like you can't see. They're about 20, 25 feet away from you on either side. They seem to be a bit clouded, like you can't quite see them from where you are. About every 5, 10 feet, there is a fuck. What are they specifically called? I want to say candelabra, but I know that's the wrong word. The candles on the walls.
Torch sconce.
Yeah, but
It's a
it's not
sconce.
a sconce on either side of the hallway, giving it sort of like a dim glow.
I'm gonna go look at one of the tapestries before I take the fucking door.
Sure. Are you going to the tapestry that's in front of you or behind you?
Front.
Front. Okay, so as you approach this tapestry in the front, you start to hear the gentle chiming of bells. As you approach, the door does begin to creak open, and a soft golden light starts to spill forth from whatever room that's behind it. When you see this tapestry, you see your home. You see uh, yourself, younger, playing in the garden with Flora, and you see your parents sitting having a picnic. Just your family, a very idyllic scene of you and your family inside of your home.
If I go to check the other tapestry, there's nothing blocking me from doing so, right? Like there's no wall.
Yeah, sure. So you turn around and you start walking towards the other tapestry. When you get about 30 feet away, about 10 feet away from the tapestry itself, the gentle chiming gets very, very quiet, and you can hear the soft click of the door behind you shutting. Do you continue to the tapestry?
I just want to see, but I also want to make sure I'm not making the wrong choice.
Absolutely. So you approach the other tapestry. The door also clicks open, but instead of a light coming through, it almost seems to be a yawning darkness behind it. The tapestry is not as peaceful as the other one. It in fact does show your home, but the doors are opened and there seems to be shadowy figures inside of it. You see yourself as you are now. You do see Noodle is significantly larger, sort of taking up most of the background space behind your home. You also see sort of your family is directly opposite of you on the other side of the lawn, and they seem to be glaring at you. And there, you can tell in the ground there seems to be some sort of crack that's been sewn into the tapestry.
As I am now, like all pale and shit from getting bitten several times over by a vampire.
It's not really that detailed. Actually, make an investigation check if you'd like. Sure. So, on a closer look, you do see the bites on your neck. However, you also see gently sewn into one of what you thought was originally one of the shadow people in the front door of your home. You do see the Velirine crown and what looks to be a blade partially, like almost sewn to look as if it's partially covered by shadow, leaning up against the door. It looks to be about a long sword, hand and a half blade.
Okay, dark door it is, because I want to keep my dragon.
Fair enough. So, basing this mysterious dream off of the need to keep our dragon companion, Kara, you approach the door, and you start to feel yourself getting colder.
My parents are already mad at me. Fine.
With each step, you can feel your natural body heat draining away. The door opens wider and wider, and there's a moment where you pause. You're about to cross the threshold. You know this is the moment that you will not be able to take back. You can hear the other door click open. Do you turn back?
Like at the other end of the hallway?
Yep. You can hear the chimes sort of starting to ring out against the oppressive silence that is filling this hallway. You can hear Floor calling out your name.
Oh no, why would you do this? No, because with the tiny me, it's not current me. Also, could be easily fabricated.
Do you turn back? You just take a look?
I might as well.
So, when you turn to look at the door, you see Flora and your sister standing in the doorway, gesturing for you to join them. I'm sorry, your mom. I meant your mom, said sister. Flora and your mom standing in the doorway, sort of calling out to you, beckoning for you to follow them. And you can hear the host's voice. Come home. Rest.
Oh, fuck that
You
shit.
earned it.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Stepping through the door?
I don't fucking trust the host.
So,
No one who has ever died in his service has stayed dead.
okay, that brings up a whole other point that we're not going to get into at this right now.
But I'm right.
Do you step through the shadowy threshold?
We're going home soon. I'll see them
Do you
soon.
step through the shadowy threshold?
Yeah.
So as you step through, there's no floor, and you begin to plummet down, down, down. You see 7 pairs of bright red eyes. You hear an echoing laugh, and a very large snake-like head darks out of the darkness, eyes glowing red, and the mouth snaps around you. And you wake up in your bed with your tattoo gone. Just sort of smoothed over flesh. Scarred, smoothed over flesh where it was. And you can no longer feel your heart beating. Welcome to being a vampire. All right. So, after that lovely introduction, it's now evening time. You guys wake up. What's everyone doing?
I'm going over into the common area and getting something to drink. Some coffee.
I'm gonna go there and just wait for everybody to get up so we can go to the place we need to go.
I will wake up.
Okay. You heading into the common area?
Sure.
All right. So, as you walk out your doorway, and you can hear kind of Jovan and Zahn making some small talk. Jovan's making himself some coffee and something to eat in the common room. As you walk by one of the floor-to-ceiling length mirrors, something catches your eye. When you stop, take a step back. You look into the mirror and... Oh, did you roll your...
I did. It was in the last game.
Oh, gotcha. You see that your form is altered immeasurably. You are now no longer recognizable as what you once were. However, with a little bit of concentration, you do sort of ease yourself back into your normal shape. And also, what was the results of that roll? Go ahead and send it to me in a private message. But yeah, so Domikos goes ahead and joins everyone else in the common room. Kara.
There a mirror in this room.
There are several, in fact. For a vampire, and for your friend, seems to be very fond of just having mirrors around.
Not that I can fucking see him. I'm gonna go over to a mirror and see if I can still see my reflection.
You cannot.
Oh, fuck. No. I wonder if this applies to Alter Self, too. Is Noodle still in the room?
From a very loud snore under the bed, your assumption is confirmed. He's in the room.
I don't know what to do with myself. But I don't want to come out of my room. I'm actually going to send you a question, but I'm not going to come out of my room.
Okay. So, Kara, after about 10 minutes, it doesn't look like Kara's coming out of her room. What's everybody doing?
I would, when I see Zahn or Domikos coming, I'd just be like, "Evening. Nice night, isn't it?"
Well,
Yeah.
For now.
Oh, don't be like that. It's a celebration worthy.
Is it?
time.
Is it? I'm not entirely certain of that. I'm not,
I mean, he's
fond of celebrating genocide, but
I mean, it's not every day you get to bag a big game like that. I'm feeling great. Better than I
Yes.
have in a while.
all right. Well, good for you. Where's Kara?
I mean, if she's not out here, she's probably still in her room.
All right. And I will stand up and go to Kara's room.
All right. Yeah, so you very easily find your way to her room. You guys are very well acquainted with where everybody else is sleeping. So you very quickly find yourself in front of her doorway.
The absolute last person I want to come get me.
It was the only person you should have expected to come get you.
Yeah?
We're all ready to start going if you're ready.
Give me like 5 minutes, I'll be right there.
All right. Are you all right?
Fine, just a little. I had some weird dreams, nothing to worry about. Fine.
Anything you
Weird
like to
dreams.
share with the class? That seems
Nope.
like something that happens a lot lately, and we should probably all know.
See, weird dreams are a common occurrence, though.
Yes, which is exactly why we should talk about them.
And I don't want to tell you every time I dream of my brother dressed as a fish, so.
You sound like you have more teeth than usual.
What the fuck does that even mean? How do you gain teeth?
Disregard that. Disregard that.
Gain teeth? Did you steal teeth? I'll be right there. Jeez.
Oh,
We're
no, she
talking
learned
about
the
this
teeth
dream
from-
later. Hurry up. I'm gonna go back.
All right.
Like you have more taste. God. Mm.
I'm going to look over to Domikos while Zahn is away and just be like, "Want some coffee? It's fresh."
Sure, thank you.
Gonna pour a chalice of coffee for Domikos and walk on over. It's not every day that you get to fight something as dangerous as what we did and live to tell the tale. It's good to have some mirth for the happy things in life. I'm gonna
That
hand
is
him the
true.
chalice.
It's true, considering 2 of us did almost die during that fight.
So, oh shit, yeah, Jovan, as you're sitting and kind of as you get closer to Domikos, there's a moment where as he reaches up to accept a cup of coffee from you, it looks like something's moving under the skin of his arm, but it's only there for a second, and looks like it's gone after a second.
I'm gonna just try to
yeah.
play it off casually and just be like, "So, how are your legs? Recovered?"
Yes, it doesn't feel like I'm hindered by whatever was ailing me yesterday.
And judging by the fact that we're having a conversation, you can talk still. Just
Yes.
gonna wait for a second. It's not moved on to some other place.
Not that I know of at the moment. And I feel fine.
Must have passed. And I'm gonna hand him. I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder. Still, it was quite dicey down there.
Yes, it was.
I'm just happy we all pulled through in the end.
Yes, I'm glad we had prepared for the fight in the best ways that we could have.
That wall was quite handy.
Debatable.
Does Zahn come back in at that point, probably?
Is
Sure.
okay.
Well, it's up to him.
Just as he sees Zahn, just like, and there he is, the man who slayed the beast. Here, have some coffee.
Sure. All right.
You look like you could use it.
I mean, sure.
Going to telepathically.
I've gotten
tell
used
Zahn.
to it.
Seems he's in his monster hunting victory dance.
I can see that as he answers
Not telepathically.
through his mouth, just unconsciously.
It was a hard-won fight. But with you there, I was pretty sure we would be able to pull through. You've always had my back, Curse. Place the chalice in front of Zahn.
Can I insight in whether he's gone crazy or not?
Can't hear you, Marty.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to
I
it.
am muted. Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Sure.
Well, Jovan, feel free to respond.
Joven's just in a very, post-victory high. He's also been having weird dreams as well. It's very possible that he just slipped up a little bit. He can barely get his own name straight sometimes, so other people's isn't that big of a surprise.
All right. You're feeling all right?
Yeah, why do you ask, Zahn?
Well, you're slipping up and calling me names from dreams and shit.
Ah. Sorry. just I feel really relaxed at the moment. Just
Well, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess. It's just we are in a place where you probably shouldn't get too complacent. So, just I mean, that has nothing to do with what you just said, but whatever. It doesn't quite matter.
when I go over to the to my seat, I'm just gonna kick my feet up on the table and just drink casually from my coffee. Just one hand behind my head.
I will wait then until something else happens or Kara finally shows up.
Speaking of,
I'm attempting to slap my cheeks to see if it'll put some color, but I realize I can't see in the fucking mirror.
yeah, you're just not sure what's been going on. Just seeing nothing in the mirror.
Well, nobody can pull up my sleeves, so nobody will know that I don't have my tattoo anymore, because I can still lie to them. Anyway, I'm gonna do my hair how it was originally before I cut it and turned it blue, and then go like shuffle and join everybody else in the common area.
Sure. So Kara looks a little bit paler than usual, except for her cheeks, which are very red. But yeah, she is also moving a little bit slowly, almost a little bit sluggishly, like she hasn't fully woken up yet.
I'm gonna raise it around, just be like, "You okay, Kara?"
I'm fine. I just getting bitten several times isn't exactly good for your health.
Understandable. Just you're looking a little pale and flush at the same time.
It's fine. I'm fine. Why are your feet on the table?
Well, he's very relaxed, but let me check you over. I want to do a medicine check.
Oh.
Sure.
If she'll let me.
I'm getting up to pour another chalice of coffee.
Cool. Love it.
Are you letting me?
I mean, I can't stop you, per se.
I mean, you can.
I'm just gonna sit in a chair and, like,
all right.
whatever.
Well,
so you do see the bite marks on her neck. As you're checking her over, there's something off that you can't quite place. You're checking the bite mark. She's a little bit paler than usual, but you really can't tell anything else. And then just as you are getting up, you realize her heart isn't beating.
I mean, intellect-wise, I could probably surmise
She's
what
a vampire,
happens, could I
yeah.
not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right.
That's exactly what Zon's doing right now.
As he's just like,
No, that is exactly what he's doing right now.
I'm just gonna walk over next to Kara and put the chalice of coffee in front of her. Just their good health and victory. I don't know what they're putting in this coffee, but it tastes amazing.
Guess this is an unfortunate time to tell you I don't like coffee.
Oh, more for me.
Yeah.
Just take it back up, pour it into his already half-empty one.
You were very caffeinated this morning. Or evening.
It was a long fight. I feel like being on my toes, as it were, when we go to meet the Lord. For whatever it is this ritual is going to bring.
Hold on one second. Is anyone else losing audio, or is it just me?
No, that is just you.
Fuck.
It's the Wi-Fi.
gotta be.
Car,
Hmm.
would you like me to explain your situation to everyone, or would you like to know first?
What situation?
I'll take that as a first option. Car is a vampire.
Oh,
Huh?
that's unfortunate. I guess.
Or fortunate considering the company we're in.
Well,
Like,
we're about to leave, so you know.
there's the thing about the mist for the like getting stronger out there apparently.
We should probably wait until
Well,
it passes.
After that, but we aren't gonna be here much longer.
Huh.
That's unfortunate, said the man tossed into the pit.
Guess I was a little gung-ho on the whole everyone pulling through thing. So, I guess... Is there a way to reverse vampirism?
I don't know.
You think it would be considered rude to ask?
Yes.
I guess I should make everyone aware. I think I can still cast that light wall, just in case.
Just in case what?
Oh, I don't know. We're about to talk to a
Are you
vampire.
planning on killing me?
No! I was more concerned about the vampire lord, but now I'm more concerned about, you know... Oops.
Besides being a fallen keep denizen in more ways than one now, are you faring okay?
In what sense exactly?
Mentally, just you can remember. Do you have clarity of mind? Are you feeling any sort of strange compulsions now?
If she was feral, if that's what you're asking, I don't think she would have gotten up and walked and been able to talk to us. Most vampires, as far as I know, aren't just going to turn into ravenous beasts like werewolves.
Well, it's not the ravenous beast part, it's the are you
Racism.
feeling hungry part.
I am fine for now. Though I do not know for how long. I'm assuming I'll be good for a little bit. But I don't know. There is not a guide that they give you when you turn into a vampire. Like, hi,
Well,
here's a fucking welcoming package into
We have a-
vampirism.
Considering the way they program their Johnnies, there might very well be.
I wouldn't start asking Johnny's questions about that, because I don't exactly trust the Johnnies. But we do have allies we could ask about things, if you would like to do that before we leave. Because I don't think this is going to be able to be kept a secret anyways, since we're, you know, in their homeland and things.
Is anyone still wearing silver?
Yep.
Can I smell them now? The way
So
that the other vampires do?
yes, in fact, the kind of smell of silver is a little bit overpowering. It smells like pain,
Ugh.
and like you can't really smell anything other than that silver.
No wonder the vampires think you smell bad. You do.
Well, it's for protection only. And I hope you don't mind it as a disrespect, but I'm not protecting myself from you at the moment.
Internally, I am offended. Externally, I'm not. So should we find a book on this or something? Or should we just go ask a random vampire in the library?
Well, first off, we need to complete why we're here and what we were doing, so we need to go to this ceremony or whatever they're doing to plan to open up this vampire lord or whatever he's going to be called. God, whatever. After, I think the best plan is to either go see our friend, God, I'm forgetting everyone's names constantly.
Dirk? Or...
Dirk. Is it Dirk?
Kirk.
Kirk.
We have like 2 friends in this entire
Yes.
keep. Kirk and Jethro.
Either Kirk or Falamir is my plan.
Falamir.
Falamir at least has been trustworthy enough.
We owe that man so many favors.
We owe him 2 favors, but what?
That's honestly 2 more than we should ever owe anyone. So.
Oh, I know, but he's at least trustworthy for the time being, at least as far as I can tell.
He's kept his word, well, so far.
In any case, we should finish what we were starting. So, whenever you all are ready, we should head to this ceremony so that we don't miss anything in case, you know, Vampire God is either dead already or doesn't want to be woken up.
Says 5 more minutes and encases himself back into crystal.
I don't think that. I think more he's going to rampage and start killing everyone.
No.
He's been in there a long time. He's probably hungry, and there are only 2 living snacks now.
Well, they have more living snacks here, but
there are only going to be 2 living snacks down there, I'm pretty sure.
hopefully.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
We're going to the ceremony once everybody's ready.
Yeah.
All right. You good, Car?
I wonder if new vampires have a smell, but yes.
We'll
Sorry.
find out. See, this is a question we're answering. Guys, mark that down. Do vampires have a smell? We're learning that today.
Well, I'm thinking about, like, babies have a smell.
That is true.
Anyway, let's go.
So, we are off to answer the most pressing question of this campaign. If new vampires have a smell. So,
New car
As-
smell. New vampire smell.
it's a spray you can add to your car. Okay. As you're heading over to the throne room. You especially are noticing that some of the denizens are turning, in fact, to kind of like they'll be like talking and they'll kind of look and still be talking as they're watching you guys pass by and then just continue on with their conversations after you guys pass. But it does seem like a group is getting a little bit more recognition than it was before.
We didn't check if JJJ was down there with us. Oh no.
As we're
Or
walking,
copy.
I'm just going to kind of walk alongside Kara and kind of try to just like speak softly to her, just like, well, they either know about you or about us.
I'm going to assume that the answer is us because of all of the papers that have been coming out. But I am very pale and I was not before, so most people can put two and two together.
I'm going to try and keep my eye out for that pamphlet that JJJ puts out.
Cool. Make a perception check for me. All right. Yeah, as you're walking by, you do see that there are two vampires talking, and right next to, like, they're sitting at a table talking, and just on the table, kind of folded up, you recognize as JJJ's pamphlet.
I am not going to go for it, but I am going to keep my eyes out for one that is not in use.
Well, it doesn't look like they're currently using it. If anything, it looks like they've shoved it to the side on the table. Like, it doesn't look like they're actively, like, referring to it or anything like that.
Are we going to be passing them as we're walking?
Yeah, you guys are passing them right now.
I'd like to try and snag it up.
Sure. Are you just going to grab it, or are you trying to sneak it off?
I can try and nonchalantly do it if I could.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand or performance check to try and nonchalantly.
There we
Cool.
go.
So, you do, as you guys approach, now each of you are noticing that the two vampires at the table kind of stop and they are watching the group. Yovan, you're very just casually, as you're walking by, hand out, grabs the pamphlet, and I'll go ahead and send you what it says in a bit. But yeah, you now have JJJ's pamphlet in your inventory. But yeah, they don't seem to notice as you guys just continue to walk over to the throne room.
I wonder if he stopped leaving it at our door, or if Kirk has just been coming around and picking up our copies because we said he could have them. They didn't have to pay for it anymore.
All right. So, each of you enter the throne room, where you see that the back passageway is open. As soon as you enter, two servants do shut the doors and kind of disappear into the tapestries on either side. The Lord is sort of lounging in their large chair by the hidden passageway. Oh, I see that you destroyed the...
Yes, well aware.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, we weren't going to most likely come out of that unscathed, you see.
Understandable, but I assumed there'd be a death, not a new addition to the family.
Yes, I wasn't expecting this either.
Intriguing.
I feel like I'm being stared at by a principal.
His eyes are directly on you.
Oh no, I have been told not to look at him, so I'm not doing that. Is he both frozen and not saying anything? Or is...
I'm not sure.
As we speak.
You cut out. The whatever you were saying cut way out.
Gotcha. Fuck this Wi-Fi. Fuck you, Spectrum. So after a moment of just kind of like intensive gaze at Kara, the Lord is gonna blink, kind of shake their head. Anyway, we have much more pressing matter to get to. We are finalizing the preparations as we speak. So I would recommend, if you have anything you wish to do to take up an hour or so, go ahead, do it, and then come back if you wish to see the birth of a god.
Sure. If that's all right with you, we'll go finish something up and then we'll come back.
Excellent. And if I'm not here when you come back, just come to the passageway, because that's where I'll be.
Of course. Give him a nod and walk out the door.
And out of the throne room. And actually, do you mind if we take a quick break? I'm going to see if I
Sure.
have some other headset and see if that works better.
Cool.
All right. All right. Excellent. So, we rolled to see if we could find Kirk. And about 45 minutes into looking, you do come across a very oddly placed Johnny. The spot that he's in, the specific corner he's in, you haven't seen a Johnny there before. And there doesn't really seem to be any specific spot as to why there would be a Johnny there in the first place. But nevertheless, there is a Johnny there, standing with the typical chestplate, spear, and buckler. So, wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I was fixing something.
No
I
worries.
didn't even see that you rolled, David.
So this Johnny just stands out.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a corner of the castle that you guys have walked by at least 5 times, and you've never seen a Johnny there before. When looking around, you don't really see anything vital or anything that necessarily stands out. So it doesn't look like there would be any reason for a Johnny to be here.
So is it a? Can I tell if it's a Johnny or if it's Kirk?
Are you trying to guess this from where you are, or are you going to approach it?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it first.
Okay. Make an insight check. So, looking at this, unfortunately, you don't know the patrols of Johnny's. So it could very well be that this is a spot that Johnny's stop at that you've just never seen before because this Johnny is on the move. So, could be Kirk, could be a Johnny.
Sure, I'm just gonna take a guess and walk up to him. Hello, Kirk.
Good evening, citizen.
Shut
How
up.
can I help you today?
Shut up.
And then the Johnny's gonna kind of furtively look to the left and right and go, "Psst, it's me."
I know. There's no one around. You don't have to give me the obnoxious spiel. We need a little assistance.
Sure.
And I'm just going to sort of turn and be like, this happened.
Hi. And smile. I can't do it very well. But
He's just kind of look at you blankly. She got a new haircut.
Oh my gosh.
I got bitten by the elder and now I'm a vampire.
Oh. Sucks.
Literally.
Or good things, depending on your point of view. Do you like drinking blood and living forever?
No.
Then I guess this is a bad situation.
I mean,
Look, I hear blood isn't the worst thing you could eat.
do you eat?
Not a lot.
I don't know. I haven't. The only blood I've ever tasted is my own, and not on purpose. Mostly because I keep getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Either way, are there any like books on this? 'Cause
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. Or if there were, they'd be very old and probably like stored away in the archives, deep within the archives. There've been no new vampires for a fucking long time.
Yeah, I could tell by the way that the Lord was staring at me.
Yeah, I'd be careful. He might try to induct you, but
Induct me into like the Fallen Keep and keep me here forever, or like
I don't know.
induct me into what, Kirk?
I'd assume what you just said, but like I don't know. It's kind of dangerous to have a new vampire just running around.
I'm not gonna kill anybody.
Well, yeah, that's what they all say. And then a town goes missing overnight.
I do not think I could eat an entire town.
Yeah, that's what they said too.
Oh my god. This is just making me paranoid now. I'm going to turn away and face the wall and think about my life now.
I mean, she should be fine. She just can't, like, resist the urge to feed. Like, she has to feed.
Oh,
Do you know how the vampires feed here?
Yeah, they collect a. So the way that they do things here is you can either pay a monetary tax or you can give some blood. They keep the blood in chilled vats under the kitchen, and they have special chilled containers that kind of keep the blood from clotting up when they're traveling. I can get you one.
We might need one, but not just yet. Just keep it in mind and we'll get back to you.
Probably before we leave, though.
Sure. So, fought the Elder and survived. Good on you. Although, I did read the paper this morning.
There was another paper that came out.
I'm
Yeah,
going
there's
to
been
hands
a
on
lot.
the paper that's in my inventory.
You
I
had
snagged
this
it
and you
off the
didn't.
Table.
Please
I mean,
let
look.
me read this first before I respond to anything you're about to tell me.
Okay, I'll post it in the thing.
No.
I only had it Cliff Notes version. Now I've got to type out the whole thing. But just to give the short version, as I'm hurriedly trying to type together a bunch of notes. Essentially, it's titled "The Triumph of Love Over Evil," and
God.
it is a over-exaggerated mess. Essentially, calling you guys the conquerors of tyranny, and describes the battle in great detail.
He was down there, that motherfucker.
And yeah, it does also make it claims that Kara is going to overthrow the Lord. Very vague, but it's there. Like if you read between the lines, it's there.
Oh no!
You know, at a certain junction, I have to applaud this man's bravery.
Bravery. The man
Or
writes
foolish.
down a bunch of words on paper, charges everyone a fucking gold to read it, and then hides somewhere in this castle. I wouldn't really call that bravery.
True.
Can
You
I
did
see if he's
follow
following us right now?
You can make a perception check if you'd like.
The man did evidently follow us into fighting a horrific entity.
So you kind of overcome with just a quick wave of paranoia. Take a quick look around. You're not seeing anybody near you guys. That doesn't. Of
Oh,
course,
I'm
mean
not
he's there.
paranoid. I just assume that he's everywhere now. Great.
Going to
Well-
uncover the Lord.
That hopefully won't complicate anything. Hopefully.
Yeah, I had no idea whether the Lord reads this or not.
I would sure hope not.
Yeah, I mean, you guys said you already met him. So if he read this like before meeting you guys and was like, "Oh, well, I mean, she's not a vampire, so she can't overthrow me," and then you met him, and then it was like, "Oh, hey, she's a vampire now," that would definitely be like, okay, there might be some truth to this. I don't know.
I'm sure we'll find out. Great.
Well,
In any case, unless you all have something else to ask him, that was really all we needed to ask. We're just killing time before, a god is awoken, I guess, if he's even alive still.
I'm sorry. What?
The thing we talked about the other day.
Yeah, you're still gonna do that?
I
We're
don't
not
see what
doing
else.
anything.
We're not doing it. They're doing it. That was part
I
of our
thought-
deal.
I thought we agreed to stop this from happening.
Did we? You said you weren't even sure. You said it was going to be probably a dead guy in there that did nothing.
Yeah, but on the off chance that there is actually a god encased in crystal, I definitely wouldn't be on the other end of, releasing him from a prison.
Well, unless you want us to go there and kill the Lord and whoever is helping him, we ain't stopping anything.
He's gonna look over at Car and go, "Well, I mean, it's already written down."
I'm
Oh,
going to-
God.
I'm going to stare Kirk down like, when did you open my journal?
What?
Kirk,
Hmm.
did you go through my books?
No.
I'll
Insight check.
that. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
insight
go
check
ahead.
that.
Insight. Yeah, he seems to be telling the complete truth, and even more so when he goes, "I don't particularly like books. They seem limiting to me. They already made up their minds about facts and things that are real and why you shouldn't do things."
Ah. For someone with such a, loosey-goosey, chaotic moral compass, you're surprisingly, hesitant to allow this, God being released.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea to any of you.
Oh, it does, but we didn't have much of a choice.
Just because I don't like following what some dusty book tells me what to do doesn't mean I'm very pro releasing fuck knows what into this world that's been imprisoned in a crystal prison for who fucking knows how long. I feel like those two things don't necessarily, line up. I don't need a book to tell me that's a bad idea.
When it mentally tells on, or an egg.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't very trusting of it in the first place, but what you're asking us now is to literally dethrone the person leading this entire group and hopefully come out of it unscathed.
I never said that. I just said it might be in everyone's best interest if the ritual were to fail. However, however that comes across, might be in everyone's best interest.
How do you suggest we fail it then, without basically killing the Lord and everyone down there?
Or incurring the wrath of those that have been gracious to allow us here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control what you do. I can only control what I say, partially.
Well, what would you say to tell us how to do that?
Well, murder everyone down there seems like a good idea. That's a good start. If you were to mess with the ingredients a bit, or, you know, if there's like a giant, I assume there's some sort of giant fucking shape, like full of magical scribbles on there. I mean, if you were to mess that up, it could either do absolutely nothing or be completely catastrophic. So that's a risk that you could take. I mean, how much damage can deleting part of a magic code really be?
I'm sure there's like some sort of symbol at the end of those inscriptions that links it together that we could just damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that might even be better than just deleting the middle half.
On the other hand, Lady Olday does sound like a nice ring to it.
Yeah, you could murder the Lord.
I don't think
Juvenile,
Carl
feeling
wants
okay?
to, take over an entire vampire country overnight.
I mean, first you get bitten, then you rise up to a vampire, then you murder every head vampire in front of you and become the leader of the vampires. That's how life progresses, right?
Not typically.
Yeah, typically people aren't turned into vampires.
Yes.
I don't even know if that's how that works here.
I mean, this does all assume that whatever's in that crystal actually survives. It could
Is
very
that a
well
risk
just
we
be-
want to take, though? It has been plaguing my mind.
I mean, we could just leave now.
You're not wrong.
It, and hear me out here. Our travels will require us to head to the north.
Oh, I know. And wouldn't it be nice if a super weapon cleared the path for us?
It would help us find what is
Wait,
this
hold on.
unfindable place.
So, not only is the Lord going to release a god
Yes.
who is presumably extremely angry after being incarcerated in pure crystal for who knows how long. The Lord is then going to take this immensely angry, presumably all powerful god, and point it at the north and just get it.
Evidently, their north has their own super weapon.
Yeah, the north is fucked up. We all
They-
know this.
Speaking of which, you've done a lot of research and you've in your short time around. Does the name? Are there any mentions of a butcher in the north? Is from any records stretching farther back?
So he's gonna think. No butchers in the north, but I do. I mean, like no official northern butcher. Do you mean like the person who cuts up meat, like in a shop in town, or do you mean someone who's murdered a huge grouping of people?
About 3 villages worth up the north. Evidently, if the Lord is to be trusted.
I haven't heard of a butcher, but yeah, there's been some. Oh boy, you should have seen that halfling. There's been some messed up things happening up north, apparently.
Halfling?
Yeah, you didn't Wait, hold on. You knew about what was happening up north, but you didn't hear it from the halfling?
We
Is-
heard about it from the Lord.
Oh,
Is the halfling still here?
I don't know.
When were they here, Kirk?
He's gonna stop. Couldn't have been more than a day or two, maybe just a few days ago. Yeah, so this halfling comes in looking starved half to death, kind of going crazy, and he mentions something about this giant leading this army and how they're just destroying towns. I don't mean like, oh, they'll kill everyone inside. I mean, nothing is left of these towns besides ash as they are making their way south. According to the halfling, fuck, what did he say? He said something about like, this is only an advance party. This is more of an invitation to war. There was some sort of fucking dragon looking thing. There was they had these weird metal tubes that they carried. He says they make a sound like thunder, and they just decimated his crew. They also have large, what look like metal eggs that are being carried along in caravans.
Like the eggs that we saw in that area we were in together.
Who fucking knows? He was kind of whisked away to meet the Lord before I could get a clear description on it.
Keeping that force distracted might be not the worst thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep going the way they're going, they're going to hit Moroth.
Oh, I know.
Does not sound like they are interested in conquest.
I don't know.
It sounds exactly like they're interested in conquest.
I mean, when you conquer something, you generally want territory that's useful. You don't generally destroy all structures. And especially if you have to advance with an army.
If they're small villages, they're not really worth a whole lot to them, probably, anyways. In any case, it's a choice between releasing a super weapon that solves this problem, or doesn't, and then there's just two super weapons around, or letting one wreak havoc until it reaches us eventually, and then we have to deal with it.
There was something else about that giant, too. What was it? It was important. Kirk just kind of like stares off into space and kind of fades out, obviously in his own head.
You think he has idle music playing in there?
Possibly.
Kirk? Hello?
Hmm?
Did you figure out what was so important about that giant?
Something about his eyes.
How many eyes? Is it the number?
No, it wasn't the number. It was like something about like the eyes, and I have to be remembering it wrong. It wasn't like the skin was loose. 'Cause that'd be weird.
Does it not have skin?
No, it has skin. I feel like I would have remembered him saying it had. The giant doesn't have skin. Something about its eyes. They were green, I think. Just like a bright green. Or something like that. They were green or blue. And he had something. Like the giant apparently had a lot of tattoos, but they were more animalistic. I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe it's just that thing from up north. I don't know. At this point, you guys, your 15 minutes have kind of the 15 minutes you had left in the hour have gone out. So you can keep talking to Kirk if you'd like, or you can run back to the ceremony.
Does his description ring any bells?
Yep.
Shit. Well, I can say I've seen something similar to what you're describing from a vision or a dream I had.
Oh. Fun. About what?
Yeah,
Doesn't
this
sound
would have
like a
been
fun
good to
dream.
know a while ago.
The dream... I was eventually going to tell all of you about, but
Well-
we had more pressing matters in attendance with this, and to basically paraphrase, it was a vision set back in Moroth. I saw what I can only assume was all of your deaths, or close to it, including quite possibly Noodles.
That is
And-
not something I cared very much about, but yes, go on.
And there was a large shape that had a green eye piercing through the smoke with a fit of laughter. And he was addressing me as I was there. Zahn, you were saying something probably about us needing to leave before he ran you through with a spear, or someone did. He addressed me
That
directly.
isn't real. That doesn't happen. Ever.
But the concern is he addressed me as King.
Cool. Alright.
And in the dream, that's why I woke up.
Right. Well. That is a problem to discuss after this one. So I think we need to come to a decision now before we go to the ceremony. Are we killing everyone inside and stopping it, or are we letting it happen?
I want to say that I'm pro the killing everyone inside plan. That's Kirk speaking, not me as the DM.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm sure you would also be pro killing everybody inside.
No comment.
I'd prefer it if we had a way to stop the ritual without killing everyone inside, or, becoming their enemies for life, but I've seen the layout of that room, and I know what they already have it ready to go. It will be extremely difficult to do something like that.
Remember, you can't have enemies if they're all dead.
can't have enemies if we're also dead.
That's also a true fact. Those are two equally true facts.
I'm gonna look at Kirk, take the book out and say it's going to take too long, and put it back.
He's gonna kind of look around and go, "Yeah, I wouldn't read the book. Too many rules."
I still want to know what the fuck he means by only some of the things that come out of his mouth are his. Motherfucker, I heard that.
Did you ask him that, or?
Oh yeah, like, what the fuck is that about, Kirk? Do you not just, like, say things that are yours?
The way we should probably get back to the... I say we wait and see how many people are there first, because if it's just...
Well, obviously we're not going to go in there, immediately charge in and try to kill the first person we see. I'm just asking, is it worth the risk to let a super weapon become available, or is it in our benefit to have one kill the other?
I mean, consider it this way. You are each, you killed the Elder, so I'd argue that each of you are essentially a super weapon in of yourself. Is it right for a group of traveling super weapons to tell other nations they're not allowed to have super weapons to protect themselves?
Yes. Because they're not doing it to protect themselves, they're doing it to commit genocide in reaction to more genocide.
Which is caused by a super weapon.
Yeah. Which is why they shouldn't have it. Neither side should have a super weapon. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Says the traveling super weapon.
I have choice, though, and I'm not going to commit genocide in the name of it.
What if...
Yeah.
What if whatever's inside that crystal has some answers, though?
That's...
Are you really thinking that this thing is going to come out and come read you a story?
I mean, weirder things are currently happening right now.
Such as?
Gonna tilt my head back over towards Car.
That's not very weird. That was sort of a symptom of a problem we were already taking on.
Not weird?
Well...
Vampires are kind of weird.
Compared to the walking fucking reincarnation of a long dead vampire and werewolf hunter?
I didn't say he wasn't weird.
No,
You're
I'm
all
saying
a
that
bit weird.
you're-
You're all a bit weird. I feel like I'm the only normal one out of this entire party from time to time.
There's nothing normal about you, son. I'm gonna
Everything
walk
is
back towards
normal
the
about
throne
me.
room.
There's nothing else. Are we really going
Car's
to...
just heading, Car's just heading to the
leaving.
throne room.
I'm leaving them.
The rest of you, then, while she's running away, what are we deciding?
Well, my vote is still for...
I know
That's
that is
fine.
your vote. I know.
I want to see what this thing is. I don't think it's a god. But it might be someone who can shed a bit more light on our current predicament.
And you...
Don't want the vision that I had to come to pass, and if that means releasing this upon their weapon, then
Alright. Then sorry, Kerr. it's getting released. And hopefully we don't all die for it.
Yeah, hopefully. I will. You guys are releasing it when? Now?
Probably now.
Okay. I'm gonna leave. I will see you guys when I see you.
Where are you going to head?
It's a good question. Who knows? And he's just gonna get up and kind of look down at you and go, "Remember, citizen, rules are for fun." And he is just going to kind of
Well,
walk.
before he leaves, I'm gonna call out. If I have any help in assisting you there, go to Moroth, and maybe we'll be in power soon enough, and you'll have freedom to do whatever you want.
Promising freedom to do whatever he wants to a man who just wanted you guys to slaughter a room full of people.
Well, that obviously had caveats, but I wasn't gonna tell him that.
I mean, it's fine. He can join the jesters.
I'm also
No.
going to say after him, Kirk, if you do decide to, find us after all of this, there is some Velirine things I wish to speak with you about.
And you can't really tell if he heard you since he is just kind of hurrying down. As you see him crossing the corner, you guys do see the kind of red and black tendrils crossing over, but you don't get to see what he turns into because he passed the corner too quickly and he is gone.
Yep. All
I
right.
do generally hope we run into him again.
I doubt it. Anyways,
Always
let's
try on.
catch up to Kara before she does something bad.
So,
Oh dear.
since you left,
Not
for
on
the-
purpose.
So, you enter the throne room and it is empty.
Yep. Gonna go down the
It's just
platform.
Kara. It's just Kara right
Oh.
now since she did leave
Never
before you
mind.
guys.
Did say just meet him down there if we're late. So I'm
He
gonna
did.
go towards the secret passageway and start
Cool.
heading down.
Yeah, the chair is still pushed to the side, so you do go head down. As you enter in this hallway, you start to hear some chanting. If you go over here, I thought you guys were going to enter all at the same time, so let me go ahead and adjust this. So, Kara, when you enter, feel free to move your token. You do see that the crystal is glowing with a blue light as the ritual has started. There is a large amount of chanting, and you can visibly see magic energy, sort of blue-green energy emanating from each of the vampires into the crystal.
Does the energy look familiar?
No, you wouldn't have seen this energy yet.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stay on my perch and watch them from the stairs like a weirdo.
Cool. Ow, fuck, tortilla, stop biting. After a few moments, the group does join up with you. I assume going down, following down into the corridor, since the Lord wasn't there to greet everyone.
Yep.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys come across the same scene. The crystal is glowing blue, and you guys are starting to see some cracks beginning to show on it. And Kara, as the cracks begin to grow bigger and bigger, you're starting to really, more notice, more than anything else. You can hear Zahn and Damokos' hearts beating.
Oh no. No. I'm gonna back up a little bit away from the group. stay like back here.
Cool. So, anybody doing anything to unearth the ritual, or are you just going to let it go through?
I just want to stand close, first of all.
Oh yeah, adjust yourselves on the map wherever you want to be.
Can I divine sense? And
Sure.
I assume all 4 of them are going to pick it up, but what is the crystal giving me?
The crystal is giving you... You are chilled to your very core. The stench of undeath fills your nose, and you are just struck back by the amount of strength coming from this crystal. This is unlike any other form of undeath that you've come across. You're also picking up, undeath from Yovan and Kara, and a heavy sort of... You're getting a sort of familiar sense from Damakos.
Oh. With the cracks being made, can I start, I don't know, martial or arcana or insight checking to see if it's coming out angry or wild or any of the sort?
Sure. Go ahead. I say make an insight check to see what its
Sure.
mood coming out is going to be. Honestly, from what you've been piecing together, it doesn't feel like it's going to be the best presence. Maybe having other vampires is going to make it a little bit easier, but it's definitely not going to come out wanting to read you a story.
You know what? I'm gonna channel divinity. Add +5 to that, if you will.
Add +5 to what?
To that insight for my charisma checks. Unless you want me
Okay.
to make another one.
No, that's fine. We can add +5 there. So it's most likely going to come out pissed and swinging. You don't know how long this thing has been in here, but if it really does have the power of a god, to be limited in such a way as to be stuck inside of a crystal must be infuriating. And Card did bring up a good point earlier. If this thing is a vampire and it hasn't fed in a very long time, it's going to be hungry.
And there's nothing to feed on around except me, Yovan, and Damakos. Well, me and
Actually,
Damakos.
You do notice that sort of towards the back, right here and here, there are 2 very large vases. Clay vases, very similar to what they used to pour, presumably blood, into the room before entering when the elder was still, unliving. So you could assume that those 2 vases have blood in them to satiate the hunger. Okay, so the cracks are beginning to grow. Anything else anybody wants to do before the ritual completes?
Can I try and look at the vampire lord and try and get a gauge if he's is he nervous? Is he excited for what's about to happen?
Yeah, insight check the vampire lord.
Does he look like he has a good handle on what he's doing?
So it looks like the vampire lord is very excited for what's coming up. A little bit nervous, but very excited, very confident in what they're doing. They seem to have a sort of laser beam focus, like they haven't even noticed that y'all are in the room.
I'm gonna kind of make my way just over here, just closer to Zahn, as I'm keeping an eye on things.
Okay.
Kind of just tensed and ready for anything.
So, anything else anybody wants to do?
I'm going to mentally tell Zahn. Even though I said what I did, if you change your mind about what needs to happen, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to just kind of study the arcane nature of like the crystal, just to kind of get my own sense about like what might be coming.
Sure. Make a Arcana check.
Oh God.
So, it was sealed away. It does look like it is taking resurrection magic in order to fully break through the crystal. But at this point, a lot of the crystal is broken. Kara, you are feeling that hunger amplified. There seems to be some sort of almost smoke coming from the inside of this crystal, and almost immediately everyone gets hit by just this wave of cold, dark fear. When the crystal...
With
Go
that,
ahead.
is it about to break, or is it have time yet?
It looks like it's about to break, so you guys have... Each of you would have time for one more action before this thing would shatter.
Can I size up the vampires?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Or would that take my action?
It's a martial check, so martial check is free.
Okay. God!
So, the vampire... Ow! Stop it. You can't sit in my lap if you keep biting. So...
More or less, do they look weaker or stronger than the Elder?
They don't look as strong as the Elder, but... They definitely don't look as strong as the Elder.
Okay.
Not to say that. It does look like the Vampire Lord is significantly stronger than the other three kind of vampires in the room. But it's very hard to gauge like the Lord's power versus the Elders, because you saw the Elder actively trying to kill you while the Lord has been mainly lounging around seemingly without a care.
Alright. Well, all I needed to hear was that they're all weaker than the Elder, and I'm already made my decision. We accidentally summoned some stupid shit once, and I'm not letting it happen again, so...
To be fair, I wasn't around for that.
Zahn glances at Noodle.
They're like holding this offering bowl, right? That they're casting this through?
So the offering bowl, as you guys last inspected, was actually behind the crystal. They seem to be offering their hands up, and pure energy is emanating from them.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I know he's not going to listen to reason, so I am just going to fucking stop him.
And how are you choosing to stop this ritual?
Oh, of course, I'm going to cut him with the axe.
Cool. So, I'm going to have all these actions take place at once.
Yep.
So, you're making the decision to cut the Vampire Lord with the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's going next?
Would I have enough time to process what Zahn is doing? Or would it just be one of those, like, you blink and then the axe is just cutted?
It's sort of like it's all happening at the same time. If you'd like to make a martial check on Zahn, you can.
It's free. Why not?
So it does look like Zahn is sort of readying himself, but for what, you can't really... He could be trying to attack the vampires, or he could be readying himself to defend if the vampire god inside the crystal charges for him. You're not really sure what he's prepping himself to do. He's just getting ready for something.
Well, I think given the fact that there's this intense fear going through the air and Jovan was kind of readying himself for anything to happen, seeing Zahn kind of charge in, not sure if he's moving for a more defensible position.
He hasn't started charging yet. His
no, he
muscles
just-
are sort of like tensing and he's
Yeah,
reaching.
seeing how tense things are, I'm going to try and, in case of arcane explosion or whatever may come, I am going to activate my rage, and the blue light kind of coalesces around my feet and around my arms, and it's kind of just in that nebulous state right now,
Cool.
getting
So
ready to activate.
The blue light is starting to form up on Jovan. Who's next? You can also choose to do nothing. That's perfectly valid.
I didn't want this.
Overthrow. Overthrow.
No. The rest of them would kill me in an instant. I'm going to stay where I am because I want to see what happens, but at the same time, what's going to happen is probably murder. No, I'm not gonna do anything. I want to see what happens.
All right. Giving up the action. Damikos, what you doing?
I feel everything would be just kind of moving suddenly, and well, we want to interrupt the ritual. Fuck it.
Blood magic fireball?
I want to so bad, trust me. Need to check one thing though. I don't want to destroy the crystal though. My Arcana check wouldn't have determined like what energy they're likely using. Well, it's resurrection, but like if fire or anything would affect that.
No, it would not have given you any of that kind of information. I did tell you it was resurrection tinged with something, but that you weren't able to quite pin down what that was. If you'd like to make like an Arcana check to see if making any moves would stop the ritual from completing, you absolutely can. That would be a free action.
Either stop or like accelerate, because I definitely wouldn't
Sure.
want to accelerate it.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh,
So, this ritual is almost complete. Essentially, every person casting the spell would have to die at once in order for this spell to stop. There's no way to tell if you casting any magic would kind of speed up the process. Most likely not, since you don't have any resurrection spells. But essentially, whatever's inside that crystal, it is free. It's just one more moment.
all
Like,
right.
even focusing on it right now, you can see there's movement inside of the crystal. You can feel like almost a heartbeat within the fear.
Question: Do I
Yes.
also have a bonus action or just an action?
You just have time for one action. Like Joven used his action to get his rage started.
Cool. In that case. I am going to all right. Fuck it. Given that I know that, I kind of have to, I'm sequestered into this. 5th level fireball,
Blood magic.
blood magic. Not hitting Zon. So I'm like casting it at the back of the room.
Oh my god, this is okay. This might legitimately be a TVK. Okay.
Oh shit.
So,
Blood magic. Yep.
so you're double damaging. So you're gonna take whatever the original damage is, right? Question: Does that do the thing?
No.
Okay,
Well,
cool,
it
cool.
might. It's up to you.
I'll make you make a concentration check since it is.
Because let me. Oh,
So.
Come on, load.
Yeah.
Yeah. You physical stress. So yeah.
Yeah.
You set the DC.
Okay. So. Zon, you swing your axe. Joven, your rage physically manifests around you. Kara, you're watching everything going to shit. In Damokos, you can feel your skin start to crisp as you throw out another fireball. And Damokos throw damage, and fucking Zon, make your attack. With advantage. He is surprised. And you also have pack tactics, but whatever.
Well, I need dexterity saves.
Sure. Oof. So you kind of first, Zon, you swing your axe out, but it's almost like at the same time the Lord was turning with a big triumphant smile, sees the axe, and kind of you see the energy flicker in his hands as he kind of sidesteps the axe. And I'm just gonna go ahead and make these fucking dex saves.
Would I have 2 attacks since it's my full attack action?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank God. Frickin', I've rolled once above a 10 until this point.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a hit. And there's one fail, one save.
I was really rooting on you getting a 20.
What's the DC?
It is 17.
So that's 2 saves, 1 fail, and for the Lord. That is a save. So.
It's a pretty good roll.
So, Damokos, you take 82 points of damage.
Wait, I take the 41 damage.
Oh, no, right, you're right. You take 41. This guy is just fucking crisped up. And go ahead and make this note.
Yeah, check something. I might miraculously still be above half health now.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. The concentration check for me, please. With a DC, it's half damage, right?
Yeah.
So DC is 20.
Yeah, this is gonna be fucking hilarious. Cool. Okay.
So yeah, there's a Domikos. You kind of feel for a second as if everything's going to shift, but you manage to keep your concentration, and everything's fine. Your arm's just fucked up even more, but so yeah, so the Lord looks infuriated,
Of course.
and these other two vampire cronies, they do look heavily damaged. And then the crystal cracks. Smoke billows out from it as the front falls away. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another week of FetchQuest. We look forward to next week, where apparently there is going to be another huge fight. Go ahead, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely go ahead, subscribe to the Twitch. Go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube, and catch up with us there. Anything anybody would like to promote?
Not at the moment.
Gotcha. And I realized I didn't outright answer the question we wanted to know, so I'll answer it right now. Yes, new vampires do have a smell similar to
I'm ending the stream. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.